Chapter 5, Conquering Mount Everest. Raman was excited about the research he had done for the homework project. He had gathered a lot of interesting pieces of information and wanted to quiz his classmates. "Tell me, Sanju, who was the first man to be photographed on Everest?" quizzed Raman next morning. "Edmund Hillary, of course," was Sanju's quick response. "Oh, you just lose a point there. It was Tenzing Norgay." Hillary and Norgay were the only two people at the peak, and Tenzing didn't know how to use the camera. So, Hillary took Norgay's picture. On 29 May 1953, at 11:30 a.m., Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary became the first individuals to reach the summit of the highest mountain on the earth, Mount Everest. Tenzing Norgay was born in 1914 in Tibet. He later moved to Nepal and lived with the Sherpas. The Sherpas, who had moved from Tibet to Nepal hundreds of years ago, have lived in high mountains for many years. Not far from Tenzing's adopted village rises the majestic Everest, the highest peak of the Himalayan range of mountains. It lies on the border between Nepal and Tibet. Mountaineers on climbing expeditions hire the Sherpas to carry supplies and to show them the way up the mountains. Owing to their experience of living in high mountains, the Sherpas have proved to be excellent guides and mountaineers. When Tenzing was 18, he moved to Darjeeling in the state of West Bengal, India. He hoped to make his fortune carrying loads of supplies for mountaineering expeditions. 3 years later, he accompanied a survey team on an expedition to Mount Everest as a porter. In the next few years, he had taken part in more Everest expeditions than any other climber. Working with so many different people, Tenzing learned to speak 7 languages. Later he became a sirdar, or an organizer of porters. He continued to guide expeditions to Everest and inspired many mountaineers. During their historic climb of Mount Everest in 1953, Edmund Hillary lost his footing and nearly died. Tenzing did not panic. He held the rope line tightly and planted his axe firmly in the ice. Later, he simply said, "Mountain climbers always help one another." Tenzing is remembered for his courage and heroism to scale Mount Everest. He was awarded the British George Cross and the Star and Nepal. "Here's my next question," said Raman. "Do you know who was the first Indian to scale Mount Everest?" "Well, can you guess the answer?"